Hi, everyone. This is Wes Fryer. Today's April the 3rd, 2023, and I just participated in a wonderful monthly webinar that the TIP teachers out of Washington State do, Teachers for an Informed Public. And we did some sharing of things that we were actually doing with ChatGPT and media literacy in our classrooms. And I just thought, hey, maybe I should just make a quick screencast sharing some of the media literacy lessons that I'm sharing. I'm constantly, putting things on Twitter and Mastodon and YouTube, but it's probably good to share this as a video, and I'll put this on my blog. And I'll include the links to all of these lessons and resources, both in the description to this YouTube channel as well as the blog post that I'm going to put on my website. So I guess I have to move this for you to be able to see it. And I can hide this. But you can go find all of these lessons I'll reference on my lesson sharing website, which is lessons.wesfryer.com. And you can find the links to follow me on social media and stuff like that on wesfryer.com/after. I eventually, someday, hope to put together a book about media literacy lessons, but don't have that yet. But we do have a lot of those online. So here we go. This website is where I am sharing pretty much all of my lessons. And what I like to do now is embed my slideshows here on this front page. And so you can just go to lessons.wesfryer.com. And so, for instance, this is my slideshow for today. And so I'll just, for the classes that I teach during the day, I've got my lineup, and I like to put this up at the top of the page. And so for our media literacy class today, we started off with the Wonderlink, and then we finished actually putting finishing touches on a sketch note that we did, and we narrated a sketch note about one of my favorite videos called Using Wikipedia by John Green. And then we did a new lesson called Fix These Info Pics. So this is the page of Wonderlinks that we have, and these are just different sites that can sometimes trigger student creativity or interest. I actually shared a website that I just set up this weekend called Golden Texas Barbecue using a Google site, but we're using Google Sites to create websites. And so I was sharing with students, how I paid $12 for this domain and created this, and just how useful Google Sites are. There's a lot of different platforms and tools and things that you can pay for, but Google Sites is free. You have to pay for a domain if you want to own a custom domain. But anyway, that was the Wonderlink today. But you can scroll through these, and I now color code those depending on what class I'm teaching. So in my media literacy class, the links that we get to are in red, and we don't do those every day, but we do those a lot. So we shared tonight in the TIP teachers meeting the ways that we've used ChatGPT, both as a teacher and then with students. And about a month or so ago, my students used ChatGPT, or actually they created the prompts, and I put it into ChatGPT to do some interviews. And so students brainstormed basically characters, a conflict, and some details about their characters to come up with just a short screenplay that they could audio record using their iPads. And we've been learning about audio recording and audio interviews. So this was just kind of a fun way to quickly come up with some creative and unique scripts, and then use those as material that we audio recorded. And then students embedded and put those on their blog. So that's really the main lesson I've done so far. I was the one who put it into ChatGPT. Students didn't do that. I'm teaching middle school students, but they gave me the prompt, and then I gave them a Google Doc back that had the screenplay that ChatGPT wrote for them. I also used ChatGPT to write this blog post recently about transcending political polarization. And I had 3 different questions that I asked it. And of course, I cited it and attributed ChatGPT and reflected a little bit about it, but it was pretty remarkable. And the thing was, this was using ChatGPT 4. And in my third question, where I asked for like nonprofits and advocacy organizations that are promoting media literacy and a reduction in political polarization, it gave me 7 different links of actual sites. These aren't, hallucinated imaginary organizations. And it gave me the web links too. So that was kind of a cool thing. And a little eye-opener. And I think we need to be playing with ChatGPT more to get our heads around what it can do. So we have been this year creating digital portfolios of our work, and I really, really like that as a place for students to showcase their work. I have this protected, so when I click on this link, I can actually go, and any of us actually at our school can see those sites, but the public, can't have those. You can't access if you click on that unless you are logged into our school's domain. You don't have the ability to see those. But that has really, really been a fruitful thing. And I've got my example portfolio here publicly linked. And so students have got a homepage. They have a Wonderlinks page that they've put some kind of Wonderlinks and oftentimes videos on. And then underneath the media literacy tab, they're putting different examples of work that they're doing. So we've got sketch notes, info pics, digital stories, geomaps, surveys, and this is a place where they're showcasing their work. So it's pretty cool. I have been teaching the sketchnoting unit, and I like to introduce this to students actually before we do a unit on what I call conspiracies and culture wars. And that unit, this around to get to it, is the largest or longest unit that we're going to do in class, and we study the Apollo moon landings, and we introduce the SIFT web literacy framework as a way to be, stop, investigate the source, find trusted coverage, and trace to the original. That's what SIFT is all about. But before we do that, I like to teach a lesson on sketchnoting. And so we sketchnote a wonderful TEDx talk by Rachel Smith called Drawing in Class. One of the things that I just did this last week for the first time that worked out great, my students have iPads. They did sketch notes about some Wonderlinks that we were doing about Midjourney and some generative AI tools, and talking about fake pictures. There was a picture, I've got that on Wonderlinks, of a fake picture of the Pope, a swagged out Pope. And so anyway, we were talking about how these tools can be used to create misinformation and disinformation and fake pictures. Anyway, I just had a slideshow that I created with a lot of blank slides, and students just exported their sketch note, and then were able to very quickly share those so that we could all see them. I kept it locked for view only access until I was ready for them to share. And then afterwards, I went ahead and changed that sharing access. And we've been doing things like this with shared slideshows actually since the beginning of the year, talking about how we aren't going to be trolls, or we're not going to, delete other people's work or write on other people's work. But that was really a neat thing to do to get them to process and create something as we were talking about a Wonderlink, and then being able to see each other's work and make that visible. So I really like that. And I'm going to do that some more. We have just done, no, I don't want to show that yet, the lesson on Wikipedia. And so I call this Launchpad Wikipedia. There's a fantastic video that John Green did in 2019 called Using Wikipedia Crash Course, Navigating Digital Information. And so it's a 13 or so minute video. We watch it in 2 days in 2 parts, and students have already learned how to sketchnote a little bit. But it really is wonderful to bring out some misconceptions that people have about Wikipedia, how Wikipedia can be a good launch pad for research. We never tell students to just use one source, but Wikipedia is oftentimes, as my friend and colleague Joyce Valenza has written, we're sometimes shamed for trying to use Wikipedia and even prohibited from using it. And so I'd like to help contribute to people being better informed about Wikipedia, the citations at the bottom of the page, the way pages are locked, and then 3 things that Wikipedia articles need to have: a neutral point of view, no original research, and verifiability. There's just a lot that we can learn. So that's a fantastic video. I love, love, love this lesson. And then what my students just did today was they narrated. So I blurred out everybody's name here, but students were supposed to turn in, and not all of them have yet, 3 attachments. So the original sketch note that they created with their iPad, then the narrated version, which was supposed to be around 1 to 2 minutes, not very long, but we record those on our iPad. At my last school, we were 1-to-1 Chromebook, and you can do the same thing with Chromebooks as far as sketchnoting and using the screen recording feature now that's built into Chrome. I'm actually screen recording right now using Screencastify, but you can do this with the built-in tools in a Chromebook. And then the third link is their portfolio page, which includes both of those things. And they have to, I encourage them to upload a new copy of the video to Google Drive that they share so that anyone with the link can view it. And then they have the picture beside their narrated version. Really a lot of good digital literacy and media literacy skills. The lesson I introduced today, I call Introducing Info Pics. and we have a document that students will edit that has a lot of poor or bad info pics. And I've learned that's a effective way to start teaching some of the things that good info pics, which is a photograph that includes some text. And so last year I started using a Padlet. And so after students correct these, they pick one of their info pics to upload. And I try to get them to log in. A number of students, this was from last semester, did not, but many of them did log in. And so they share one of those corrected info pics that they've created. And it gives us a chance to see each other's work and visit about that. So I think that is about it. So anyway, those are a few things that I've been doing recently in our middle school media literacy class. And if you've got any questions about that, I'd welcome comments that you want to leave here on YouTube, or if you want to leave those on my blog, you can find ways to reach out to me at wesfryer.com/after. And as I said, all these lessons are openly shared under a Creative Commons attribution only license, which means you're welcome to use these and do whatever you would like to with them. Just please give me credit or whatever. I mean, I really don't. That's not that big of a deal. Use these lessons. If these lessons can help you, wonderful. I hope they will. So until next time, take care, stay savvy, and be safe.